Good night, everybody. Guess what? I didn't put on my lights tonight. I'm gonna put on my lights right now. I'm sitting in the dark here with you guys. I don't know why. One of my lights just came out for some reason. The beauty of technology. My apologies to everybody for having to come out of the shot. This is not normal. There we go. There's some light in my face. We're spreading some love tonight. This gives everybody a little time to get in the groove. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Playing in the background, as usual, is Calabash, and they are based here in Toronto. Jazz, Caribbean jazz, led by Anthony Pierre. I don't own the rights to the music, but I do have permission to play the music. Hopefully, you all are hearing me clear. Now, get your friends, family, because tonight is going to be a special night. We're talking about love. It's all about love. And it's a special day today. It's International Pink Day. I'm wearing pink, as you can tell. Did you wear pink today? So it's going to be a tight show because I want to catch as much as we can. And you never know when, as I tell you, you never know when those wisdom nuggets are going to drop. So, hey, get that notepad out because the last show on Monday, those wisdom keys were just dropping, dropping. They were nuggets, they were rubies, they were diamonds, everything was coming out. And so, for those of you who don't know me, I am Nicole Waldron, your voice of victory and your mental fitness coach. And this is a show where iron sharpens iron as we have inspired conversation. And today is Wellness Wednesday. And I'm on a mission to make sure that I live a life of victory, that you live a life of victory, that together that we can cultivate a victorious mindset. Because every day we gotta mind our minds. We have many conversations all the time, and you and I have had conversations with each other over the last year and a bit if you've been tuned in. And if you missed some of the shows, you need to go to YouTube and check them out. Because at Victory Speak 7, we got some of the shows there. In fact, we got all of the shows there. So tonight we continue on the wellness journey where we focus on taking care of our mind, our body, our soul, and our spirit. And in the wellness journey on this show, we're going to bring to you all types of guests. It's not just about doctors, it's not just about life coaches, it's about a holistic lifestyle as we look at every part of our being. And so I hope you enjoyed the significant conversations that we have had and that we will continue to have along the way to make sure that we all move into holistic wellness. Every day, I believe we need to make ourselves a priority, especially now when we're dealing with this pandemic and all sorts of challenges in the world. This week in particular has been extremely hard for the Black community. So tonight, I just want to bring you on a journey of hope and healing. And
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Because guess why nobody could hear me? Because the computer put me on mute. I didn't
Oh,
even touch the mute button. Did you, anybody hear me introduce the show?
we heard
Anything
that.
I What was the last thing you heard? Because we're going to just roll this again and start it from the top like I never started the show again. I need an editor for this show. Oh
Oh
my God. Jason, what was the last thing you heard me say?
you were talking about you have different types of people that come on, not just life coaches, not just you know, you have other individuals that come on, and then it went mute, and I was messaging saying I can hear you. So
Oh my goodness. Isn't that a fun show tonight? We are going to have fun tonight. It tells me we're going to have fun tonight. It
okay,
tells me this is going to be a great show tonight. It really does. So we're going to reverse a bit, and I'm so glad for everyone having the patience. And I know I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, but I don't know. I just know the show is going to be good because of what's happening. So one of the things I do want you to know about this wellness series is this, that today, this week, has been a challenging week for many in our world, in our community, and with ourselves. We're dealing with a pandemic. And now we're based here in Toronto. And in Toronto, what has been happening is that we are in another lockdown. It's our third lockdown. Some people are in their fourth lockdown. And then we're dealing with what else is happening in the US, and it's impacting all of us. So tonight, we want to ensure that we are living a life that is full of joy, that is full of peace, that is full of love. And it's springtime. And it's in this time called spring. It's a time of life. And we need to ensure that we are speaking life into ourselves and into each other. Nature is ready to show off what is happening in time in when she's been in hiatus. And as we come out of our winter season, she's coming out of her winter season. So today I'm challenging you to see yourself in a time of spring, stand in that place of expectancy, and know that something good is going to happen to you and something good is going to happen to me. We got to see it together. We got to believe it together, and we got to know it together. We are going to venture into a personal spring cleaning. And I encourage you and I ask you to join me in the spring cleaning. So as we enter into this special place, I encourage you to think of the affirmations that fill you up. And I wrote down about 5 of them that were filling me up this week that I said for myself. And in affirmations, you just got to believe it. So here's where we're going to go. Today, I start us off with some of the affirmations. Today, I am an active participant in the revolution of my own wellness. Today, I operate from a centered position of peace and wellness. I am living a life in good physical, mental, and financial health. Today, my mind is renewed and I am refreshed. And today, I am going to show my body, my temple, new levels of love. And I'm going to show myself self compassion and grace, even just like right now in this moment. You know what? I could choose to be frazzled by what just happened, but I know that that was a sign that something good is happening, not just for me right now, but this show is going to change and affect other people's lives. I always know that when things are going rocky with a show, that it is going to be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And guess what? Tonight is no different because my guest tonight is Jason Faulknor. He's an educator and the founder and creative force behind the online retail shop Spread Love. And I got my shirt because I'm spreading love tonight. Jason is a gifted athlete who was scouted by the highly recruited by multiple NCAA Division One schools for basketball and football. He accepted a basketball scholarship to Bradley University in Illinois and graduated with a degree in advertising and marketing in 2004. He later fulfilled the dream to travel the world by moving to Europe to play professional basketball. His basketball career was extensive, playing on both Canada and Jamaica's national teams and playing in Australia, China, France, Portugal, Taiwan, Thailand, and the Ukraine. Jason, I'm getting breathless just seeing all of this. He has also played for Iowa in the American Basketball Association. As his basketball career wrapped up, Jason set his sights on a new goal, going back to school to become an elementary school teacher. a man of many facets and talents. Now, during his time, he also worked for the NBA. And in 2014, he moved to India as an international coach for the junior NBA program. While there, Jason trained coaches and gym teachers across 95 schools on the fundamentals of basketball and ensured the overall quality and effectiveness of the NBA programs on a daily basis. Jason continued his work with the NBA, running camps and clinics for local schools in Queens, New York during All-Star Weekend. Now, also in 2014, Spread Love was born. And the mission of the brand was clear and direct. It's just as direct as what we are intending to do today. Spread love always. And now, as a certified teacher, Jason uses his platform to push the message in schools by creating initiatives, some of which you're going to learn about tonight. Spread Love continues to work with charities, school boards, professional athletes, musicians, and actors while leveraging existing partnerships with Fortune 500 companies such as Amazon. Spread Love is a simple yet powerful message that has turned into a movement influencing and impacting people globally. And on this International Day of Pink against bullying, discrimination, homophobia, transphobia, across the world, I want to invite you to meet a wonderful human. Get ready, show your heart, show your emojis, because we're bringing up to the Victory Speak stage the one and the only Jason Faulkner. I want to do like the NBA.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now, if only I could play ball.
Ah.
Only I could play ball,
Oh,
Jason.
man.
If only I could play ball.
How are you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And welcome to the show. And I'm sorry for the beginning. But you know what? The most important part everybody heard. And that was your introduction. Because I
Yeah.
needed them to know who you are and what you are about. So how you doing tonight, Jason?
I'm good. I'm good. This is day 3 of my spring break. So I'm enjoying my time off. I'm able to, rest a little bit more, sleep in a little bit longer, and I'm able to work on some other things that I have going on outside of school. So it's been really good. It's been really good.
Well, I am glad to catch you. And I know there was a little part of me that felt a little guilty catching you on your spring break. But listen, I was like, I have to catch Jason like spring break. He's going to be free. He's not going to be planning. He's not going to be doing a school plan tonight. So I'm like, but then I know you have the other part of your world and your business going on.
Yeah.
With the pandemic, and we talk about spring break because you're a teacher. How has that been for you as a teacher?
It's been challenging. It's been very challenging from day one, to be honest. Obviously adjusting to like the new rules as far as how kids interact, how teachers interact, how classrooms interact has been really challenging. And obviously wearing a mask as well, that's very unusual, for all of us. So it's been an adjustment, but the kids have been resilient. They've shown up despite the circumstances, and they continue to show how strong they are mentally. Having to start in school, then back online, then back in school, now back online. So it's been challenging, but we're taking it one day at a time. We're growing, and there's not much we can do, right? Because it's really out of our control. So we just gotta roll with the punches.
Well, I'm telling you that I appreciate you. I know everybody online appreciates you. We're live and on the replay because I have so much respect for teachers. I have a lot of close friends that are teachers. I have a lot of family members that are teachers. And so, big props to you guys. What advice? What advice do you have for parents that are at home dealing with their kids in this spring break and going through this pandemic with their young ones going back and forth?
You know what? It's challenging for the parents too. Especially the parents that got thrown with this little loop. All of a sudden, they're back to back to online teaching with their kids. So it's like they have to adjust, change their schedules, try and figure out where their kids are going to stay, So I just think, do the best you can, support them as much as possible, and make sure they're trying their best to do the work that's being handed out. I know for a lot of parents, it's not, a custom or regular for them to be at home, and trying to figure out this whole platform, whether it's Google Classroom or all the Bright Space. There's all these different platforms that teachers are using, and I'm sure the parents are having, some struggles, but for the most part, I think the parents are doing a good job. So.
And sometimes people always say, what advice should we give? But I'm going to ask a reverse question. What should we not do as parents as we are dealing with our kids homeschooling?
That's tough. That's a tough question.
I know. That's why I asked you.
That's a tough question. I think just showing the level of frustration, because I know it could be tough, because I've seen it. And I've heard, there's parents that are obviously trying to work from home and they're trying to teach. Yeah. So, I think just patience. Your patience is definitely going to be tested, and not showing frustration, because if your child's seeing that you're frustrated, then they're going to be frustrated too, and they're not going to want to, do the work or be online. So, try not to be negative and stay positive, as we all try and get through this trying time. So
I like that part about not being frustrated, because people forget it's not just the language, it's the body language, it's the physical language. And once we start being negative and start saying certain words, our kids take it in, they internalize, and then they start using the negative language, but they weren't even feeling before. I think sometimes as adults, we project our own feelings or what we think they should be feeling onto them, and they start manifesting that. Have you noticed that with some of your kids?
Oh yeah, for sure. And kids are they recognize energy too, like positive and negative energy. And for me, I try, and doesn't matter how I'm feeling, I need to remember that my attitude, my mentality, my energy in the classroom, the kids feed off of that. Yeah. So if I come in there, which I usually do, with a positive attitude and letting them know, listen, I know what you're going through. I'm going through the same thing. So, we got to support each other. We need to be encouraging, not only, to ourselves, but to our classmates and everyone that's in the classroom with us, because, a lot of people deal with stress differently, and a lot of kids are going through different things at home that we don't know about. So, that's why it's very important that, every day, let's try and be positive. Let's try and support each other. So,
sorry. I'm telling you, things are just happening today. I love this show tonight. I'm loving it more and more. Is there anything particular that you do with your kids in when you start school in the morning? Like, how do you start your morning with the kids?
I try and switch it up. But what we usually do, we come in, but what I started a couple years ago was a community circle. So we come in, we sit in a circle, and we just go around and just let everyone know how you're feeling, because I think that's very important, how to, like I was saying not too long ago, like kids are dealing with certain stuff, and you want to be sensitive to how they're feeling, and usually go around and introduce themselves, even though we know each other, but introduce yourself and just let the class know how you're feeling. And then
that check-in. Yes, that check-in.
That check-in. Yeah, it's important, and I try and do that with some of my colleagues as well. Like, how you feeling? I'll check on the principal, or I'll check on the teacher beside me. But I think in the class, when we're trying to build community in a safe space, that we know how we're feeling, how we're doing. And some kids are open. They'll be honest and be like, listen, I'm not in a good mood. I didn't eat, I didn't have breakfast, or it's a little stuff. But yeah, and I usually pose a question and, have each of the kids kind of answer. And if they try not to, they'll skip. But I think that community circle has been very beneficial for our class and, just to build camaraderie with the students. So,
I really love that. And when I think about the kids and you grew up in Toronto. What do you find is different than when you grew up in Toronto than for the kids now?
man. Well, yeah, I grew up in Rexdale. I actually teach in the area that I grew up in. So it's been,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, it's been good to give back to the community and the students. Man, so much. Off the bat, I feel like there's a lot more support for students
Mhm.
that are dealing with either socio-economic problems, mental health. There's a lot more support as
Right.
opposed to when I was in school. Back then you just gotta toughen up and get through it.
Mhm.
And nowadays, we have more counselors, we have more social workers, there's more programs, very sensitive to how kids are learning and what's affecting them, what's preventing them from learning and engaging in the classroom. So that's probably one of the biggest things. Obviously, technology is huge. When I graduated, I think Hotmail just when I graduated, Hotmail just was introduced. I remember creating my Hotmail account the last day of school. I'm not going to say when that was, but um, technology has been a game changer.
Yeah.
I think both positive and negative, but the impact in technology in the classroom and in the schools have been huge. So I think those are probably the two biggest.
That is so significant that the Hotmail. And so you went to school in Rexdale where you grew up, and you ended up focusing on sports. What
Yeah.
how did you end up just staying focused on sports, and that took you into a whole nother hemisphere? And I mean, you went into marketing and everything, but
Yeah. You know what? I think back when I was in school, just I was an active kid,
Mhm.
like many young boys, always playing outside and just involved with anything that had to do with activity, running, jumping, any sort of sports. So right away, that was something that I think helped kind of like introduce me to sports. So I grew up playing hockey, which was obviously Canada's sport back then before the Raptors. So, playing baseball and hockey were two of the sport that I played the most and excelled in. But
Yeah.
it all started, with baseball and hockey. So from there, I think I was like grade 5, I was introduced to basketball, but a lot of the sports, I saw my older sister playing sports. So I was actually inspired by my sister to participate,
Oh,
and she's a really good athlete. She played multiple sports. She was an excellent track and field star. She played soccer, tennis, and basketball. So, seeing her playing all these sports, it was like, oh, I want to do that too, like what my big sister's doing. So she has a lot to do with my interest in sports and my success. So
I love that it was your sister, because for most guys, you hear some other guy that inspired them, and the thing that was your sister. So I guess she's one of your sheroes, eh?
yeah, like big sister, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think I've ever told her this either though. Like she is the reason why I played sports, and it's, I guess you can say that, my shiro.
Well, I hope she's listening. And she's not listening tonight. We got to make sure she hears that you said that. What's your sister's name?
Melissa.
Melissa, you are Jason Shiro. And if you never heard it tonight, you heard it now, that you inspired him into going into sports. So now,
Mhm.
when we look at what's happening in the US right now, and you went to school in Illinois, what was that like going to school in the US? I mean, it must be like night and day to hear.
Oh, night and day, black and white, like you name it. It's definitely different. I wouldn't say it was an eye opener for me, but
Mhm.
I knew that it was different from Canada. And I think the moment I got on campus, when I went to school, I noticed it was different. It was, majority white students.
Mm.
And, right away, I wouldn't say right away, but it wasn't too long after where we actually experienced, some of the like racial tension and
Yeah.
discrimination
Yeah.
towards, myself and my teammates, so I think being in Canada kind of, it prepared me because, that Canada is so diverse, very
Right.
multicultural, having friends that from different nationalities, and then going to the States and being able to talk to any and anyone and feel comfortable. And for some students, that was very weird,
I could only
Um,
imagine.
yeah. So, dealing with, students having issues, but also like law enforcement, there were many times where we were stopped on campus and asked, why are we doing on this campus, asking for ID, and, not realizing that we're actually attend the university. We're on the basketball team. We are student athletes, and, there's so many stories of discrimination when I was
Mhm.
when I was in the States. So the stuff that's happening now, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's the stuff that's been going on even before I started going to school over there, obviously. But this is nothing new, and it's quite sad as well. So
How did you handle racism over there? Like, and even being here, how did you handle it when, asking for ID?
uh, well, it's not like you have a choice.
Hmm.
Like you do have a choice, but you choose you make the right decision because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Uh, and when those issues do arise, don't forget, we're like 19, 18, 19 year old kids or young men on campus, and law enforcement is stopping you. The last thing you want to do is to cause an issue, right? But
Mhm.
when those situations do happen, you know, we try and deal with it
Right.
as pleasant as possible, but then obviously let our admin know and our coaches know what actually happened. So I feel like during my 4 years that I was there, yeah, we were definitely targeted. We were definitely targeted, and it allowed us to be more aware and just to make sure we're carrying ourselves the right way, and making sure that we're representing not only ourselves but our families. And for me, it was like myself, my family, and my country because I was a foreigner. You know what I mean? So much things to think about. When you leave your house, that I'm leaving as a black man and I can't operate like everyone else. I need to be careful. So
Yeah. How do you handle the fear leaving the house as a black man?
I wouldn't say I'm fearful. I just recognize obviously that people are looking at me differently,
Mm.
regardless of me being an educator, me having my own business, the preconceived notions are there already,
Right.
because of uh, social media or what the media feeds, the public, right? So, I'm very conscious of that and wanting to, represent the right way.
Yeah. So how does that make you feel that you're being seen differently, especially being black and then being a male? Um, and was it different when you look at, because you traveled around the world when you were the NCAA, so you were in Portugal, Taiwan, all these different places.
Yeah.
And here, do you notice a difference there versus here, or is it like the same?
Uh, like I definitely stood out everywhere I went, obviously. But I wouldn't say I didn't really receive, the racial tension wasn't there
Mm.
unless I was blinded by it. But the people were very hospitable towards me, very kind. I guess being from Canada, they assume automatically wherever I travel
Yeah.
that I'm American. But as soon as I start speaking, the minute I say I'm from Canada, they're like, "We love you guys. You guys, you know, you Canadians, we love you." So
Yeah.
I think being from Canada was also an advantage on how I was treated. but at the same time, I was, tried to represent the best
Being
way I could. And
Canadian, yeah, being
so,
Canadian has its advantages. I love that.
yeah,
I love that.
that's definitely.
Has its advantages. So no, you studied marketing and advertising, and
Yeah.
you ended up going back to study education. Why that switch?
Okay. The real story, the
The
real
real
story,
story.
the real story. So I was undecided as far as what I wanted to major in. So I was undecided. I wasn't sure. I was interested in education because I took an
Mm.
education course my first year, and I remember coming back to Toronto my first year, and I remember visiting my old high school, and I was talking to my coach, my football coach, and I was telling him, listen, I'm thinking about being a teacher, and he told me not to do it. He's like, don't do it. It doesn't pay the bills. Do not do it. So I kind of steered away from education, but I was always involved with the youth, working with youth, and I ended up uh, taking advertising as my major with a minor in marketing. I really wanted to go into sports management, but it wasn't offered. And I was also thinking about physiotherapy, but I wasn't able to get into that program. So I just ended up taking communications, which is advertising with a minor in marketing, and I did that, and I was happy with the degree, and I don't know, it was something about education, I guess. I just remember all the teachers that have impacted me, and I can name every one of my teachers from kindergarten,
What?
school. Yes, the good ones, the bad ones. I remember all of my teachers. So
Wow.
it's obviously, you know, uh, going to school and obviously learning and the memories. I can think about all the teachers that have impacted me, and I have a lot of friends today that are teachers, and the impacts that they were having in their classroom, in their community. I'm like, you know what, yo, you need to go back to school. Like, just follow your heart, go back to
Yeah.
school,
Yeah.
become a teacher, give back, and inspire the young boys and the girls, to just dream big, go achieve your goals and go after them. So my grade 6 teacher, Mr. Bokla, was very impactful in my life. He's probably one of the main reasons why I decided to continue striving and working hard in basketball. And he really instilled a lot of good qualities, like just encouragement and positivity, and letting me know I was good enough. And when you hear that, and it's not,
Yeah.
it's not from your parents. You expect that from your parents, but
Yeah.
when it's someone that's not related to you, that doesn't look like you, and
You
he's
hear it
telling you,
differently. Yeah, you hear it
yeah,
differently.
it,
Yeah.
it reads differently, right? Being Ukrainian background, I looked up to him so much because he believed in me so much, and
Hmm.
he's a big reason why I've excelled in the game of basketball. So
Well, I hope he hears you one day, and I hope somebody gets this message to him that how much you love and admired him, and the role that he played, and it really speaks to the power of teachers. Because listen, our kids spend most of their day with their teachers. Big, I think they're the
right,
biggest influence other
hey,
side of parents.
you know
Hey,
what? I tell them that I told them the first day of school, I go, we are a family, believe it or not. I go, besides being at home, where's the second place you spend the most time? Everyone's like, school. Exactly. The only time
yes,
I don't see you guys is Saturday and Sunday, and then I see you guys Monday to Friday. So we need to start treating each other like brothers and sisters, even though by blood we're not, but that respect needs to be there. So we spend a lot of time at school, and I try and remind them about that.
well, I totally agree. And anyone who's coming on live and on the replay, I am with Jason Faulkner, multifaceted, and Sarah saying role models and teachers matter, and they matter so much. And I think, we need to give them all their props. They don't even get paid for the kind of work that you guys do because you're working after work.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we need raises, man. We need raises. I'm trying.
they need raises and the teachers need a I'm like, I am for that. As I tell you, I am for that. And what you guys have to put up with in the school system and with parents who just don't understand, and may
Oh,
think of you as glorified babysitters. I apologize for those parents who may not actually see you in that role. So now you played your basketball, you studying, going back into education, and now you end up at the NBA. How in the world, Jason?
that opportunity, um, honestly, I'm thankful for that. I thank God for that because that was something that I prayed about, and it happened. So I got invited to go to India in 2009, no, 2010. Sorry,
Right.
uh, I played on a traveling team. We went to China twice, and the organizers from the team that I played for, she called me and said they were looking for someone to participate in an event in India. I never thought I was going to go to India. That wasn't a place that I was like, okay, bucket list. But never say never.
Yeah.
I said that I'm never going to go there. And the opportunity came, and I was like, you know what? Sure. And I was there for a week, and while I was there in that week, I met a gentleman that we had mutual friends. I've never met him before, but we had mutual friends, and he was actually working for the NBA. And we spent some time chatting and talking. And when I had returned from India, I sent him a Facebook message just saying it was great meeting you. Thanks for the opportunity to participate in the event.
Yeah.
And that alone, he took it upon himself probably like a few weeks later to invite me to come back. But the thing was, I had just got into teachers college. So I told him like, oh, why are you asking me this right now? So I'm about to start teachers college. And so I started teachers college. He's like, you know what? Go to school, finish up, and I will contact you in a year. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's not going to contact me.
Yeah.
But he actually did contact me in June
Wow.
after I graduated and asked me, hey, are you done? I'm like, yeah, I just graduated. And
He was
he's like,
waiting, Jason. He was watching. He was waiting.
he was. And he's like, hey, if you're still interested, I'd love for you to come. And I said yes. So I just graduated in June, and we ironed everything out. Within a couple months, had to get visas and all that stuff. And by September of that year of 2014, I went to 2014. I went to India for 6 months. And the crazy thing is,
you and India have a love relationship. You and India. Go ahead.
man, so I get to India. I'm looking for the gentleman, Troy Justice, and I find out that he got called back to the United States. So he got me in before he got called back. So I wasn't even able to see him when I arrived. And I was like, wow, look at that. Like, as soon as he hired me, he got a promotion and got called back to the States. The head office, the NBA is in New York. So he got hopped on the next flight, and he was in New York the same week I arrived. So we didn't even get to meet. I couldn't really thank him in person, but I feel like that it was meant to happen, right? So that experience alone was amazing. It was an eye opener. I have a lot of friends that are East Indian, so I really appreciate the culture. And I can tell you one thing: the people of India are very hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
They treated me with the utmost respect. They made sure I was all right. They took me out, showed me, the monuments, the landmarks. Beautiful country. So yeah, I spent 3 months in northern India in Punjab, and the next 3 months I spent in Chennai, which is southern India.
How did you make out not knowing the language?
You know what? There's a lot of English speaking.
Okay.
Southern India, in southern India they teach English, so it wasn't hard to communicate. In northern India, it was a bit of a challenge. I had a friend that was there, and he was Indian, and he spoke both Punjabi English, and other dialects. So, he'd teach me one or two words, just survival words, hi, bye, thank you, stuff like that. But Google Translator was my best friend
Your
out there.
friend.
You know what I
Past
mean?
Hotmail. You got past Hotmail and you went into Google Translate.
Right. So it was good. It was an amazing experience. Amazing experience.
You're so multifaceted, and the more I learn about you, the more I'm in awe of you because I met you in fashion. Like
Yes.
as
Yes.
like because when we were looking for models for the Pan Am Games, there you were. This,
Yeah. I forgot about that.
yeah, you forgot. I didn't forget. I was like,
I
I want to
forgot about
see
that.
you. I'm going to see
Yeah.
this from you because to me, I was like, okay, so you've always had this love. You have this heart. You have this big heart, and it totally shows in what you're doing and just in how you're speaking, how you deal with the kids in school, even just traveling abroad and the principles and the values that you have. And now I'm wondering, you done the education, you have the connection with the NBA, and now you're spreading love, and you have a clothing line. How in the world do all these come together? Joan Pierre says it's good to see you again.
Joan. Yes, high school. That's high school class, schoolmate of mine. Yes.
No, Young Joan. This is Joan Pierre from the Pan Am Games.
Oh, Joan. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Oh,
Joan,
okay.
Joan Pierre from Pan Am Games. Yeah,
Okay. Joan.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hi, Joan. How you doing?
So how to spread love
Um,
out? And I'm so glad I got my shirt. So I'm just saying.
yes, you're welcome. You're very welcome. The brand that, you know what, that I feel like that was something that I wanted to start long time ago, but I was
Mhm.
very scared to start it, and because I had no experience in starting a brand. But there was multiple things that kind of motivated me to start this brand. At the time there was a lot of violence in Toronto,
Yeah,
2014, and I'm like, it was like the summer of the gun, I think they called it, and it
yeah.
was just it was
That
just
was
bad.
horrible.
It was just
Horrible.
bad. It was like
Yeah.
our young men were just being gunned down on a weekly, daily basis, and I was like, we need some good energy,
Mhm.
and then me traveling, meeting all these different people in different countries, and them just like opening their homes and their hearts and just taking
Yeah.
care of me, being from Canada, that too had a lot to do with it. And I had co-workers that were very goal oriented and had all these goals that they wanted to do, and I'm like, you know what, why don't you just try and start this clothing brand, just give it a shot, because the worst thing is to say, man, I should have, or I could
Yeah.
have done,
Totally.
you know what I
Totally.
mean? I'd rather try it and fail than not do it at all. So you know what? I'm like, I had $100 and I bought some shirts, a few days to come up with the design. I was just thinking about something that was
Yeah.
positive, that
Yeah.
everyone could relate to, that went across many different cultures and demographics, like, and I came up with spread love. I'm like, that's simple. I think that works. And I sketched
Yeah.
out, the words. I had a friend that was working at Apple. He was a graphic designer. And like within a week, he came back with this design, this logo,
Wow.
which I sketched out. So it was that simple. I just had to take a step of faith and do it. And the minute I started wearing shirts, I was getting stopped on the street. I was having conversations with strangers just about the t-shirt, the message. So it was like a conversation starter
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
people. And I was able to share a little bit about my story and how I started and where I've been. And next thing you know, we're exchanging numbers or Instagram, and I just built a relationship right there, right? So I was like, man, if it was that easy, why not see if I can make this even bigger, make this into a movement, and try and bring our city together, and bring communities together. So
Yeah.
I decided I was going to start this company, but I just started teachers college, so I had to put it on the back burner for a little bit. And then I graduated a month early, and the first day of school, when I wore my shirt, one of the professors was like, "Oh, I love your shirt, man." I'm like, "Thanks, it's mine." He's like, "It's yours?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just started this brand." He's like, "Well, we have to support you, man. This is great." So I brought whatever shirts I had at home, and I sold like 35 shirts in like 10 minutes. And you
Wow.
know, my fellow cohorts and professors were like, this is huge, and you're a teacher. This is great. So I got a friend in Seattle to throw a website together for me, a WordPress website, and from there, it started to grow. So I think the coolest part about this was when I actually started teaching. My first vice principal that I had, she was the first one to buy a shirt from me because she loved the
Wow.
message. At the time, we were having a lot of bullying issues at our school, so we're like, we need to bring more awareness to this issue. We need to, get kids to be nice to each other because it's getting out of hand. So
Mhm.
once her and I started wearing the shirts, teachers were like coming up to her. I'm like, "Yo, we saw Mr. Faulkner with the same shirt. Where are you guys getting this shirt from?" I'm like,
It's his
they're
shirt.
like, "Ask Mr. Faulkner. It's his brand." So
Oh, wow.
in a couple of weeks, I don't know, we had about 20, 25 teachers with Spread Love t-shirts. So then we started Spread Love Fridays. Basically, Spread Love
Mm.
Fridays, teachers wore their shirts every Friday to build community in the classroom and in the school, and just to get the kids, seeing the words, spread love. What does that mean? And it
Mhm.
started to be a topic of conversation, right? And once they started seeing all the teachers wearing it, the kids wanted shirts as well. So, but it was more about the message and trying to let kids know that your actions and your words can have impact on the people around you. So it was working because we saw a significant change in behavior. We saw kids just being more aware of what they're saying, what they're doing, holding each other accountable. You know, um, the brand's holding me accountable. You know what I mean? There's days where I'm
I
not
like
really.
that. The brand's holding you accountable.
Oh
That's
yeah,
powerful.
100%, 100%. And there's moments where students, especially when I was teaching grade 1 and 2, they're like, "Mr. Faulkner, that's not spreading love," and I'm like, you know what, you're right. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh,
So
good.
not only is it holding the kids accountable, but it's holding me accountable and adults, the teachers in the school. So if I'm going to be wearing this brand, I need to represent this brand as much as possible, and to know that I'm not just going to talk about it, but I'm going to be about it. So
And it's like at the beginning of the show when I talk about affirmations, it's something that you as you continue, you have to see it, you have to know it, you have to believe it, and you become it. And
yeah,
when you have this on you, it's that affirmation of saying spread love, and it's becoming love. And so when we
yeah.
talk about love, what is the message of love that you want to make sure that people know and understand, Jason?
Um, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter your skin. Doesn't matter where you're from. Um, it doesn't matter, whether you know that person or not. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're human beings, and you know, we interact with people every day, and it doesn't take a lot, to show love. You can say hi to somebody, you can open a door for someone. For me, whenever I'm at Tim Hortons, um, the person better know that they're gonna get a free coffee. I'm gonna pay for their coffee. I'm gonna do something nice for someone. So like our impact, our impact is limitless. You know,
Hmm.
we should
Yeah.
we should go, we should go out of our way to do something nice for someone, whether we know them or not. So it's basically a challenge. You know,
Yes.
and I try and live that out daily. And sometimes, I'll be honest, I'm human. There's days where I'm not even in the mood. I don't want to talk to anybody. And that happens very rarely.
Right.
I think
Right.
this year the most, I guess, because of what's happening as far as like pandemic and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and being restricted in so many different ways, it can take a toll on you. So it's like, you know, you got to check your attitude once in a while, but it's okay to not be okay.
That's right.
So
That's right.
um, it's okay to not be okay. So,
That's
at
right.
the end of the day, I'm a human being, and everyone else is too. So, like, if you're not feeling the best, that's okay. So, um, but I want to represent what I'm trying to push, and that's this message. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be a lot. It can be very simple, but he just make sure you know that you're going to make an impact on someone. Doesn't matter how big or small it is. So, spread love.
And it's a short message, powerful message, spread love. It's actionable, it's doable. And I love
Yeah.
the Tim Hortons, so that opening doors, the Tim Hortons. And I love to, like, for my birthday, I say to people, and I started this a couple of years ago, get a Tim Hortons card. Instead of, sometimes people want, you don't want to give people money on the streets. Sometimes you don't want to
Yeah.
go into your wallet. Always have, buy like 10 Tim
Yeah.
$5 Tim Hortons cards. Keep it in your pocket, so that all you
Yeah.
have to do is pull it out and say to that person on the street, get a
Coffee.
you know what I did the other day? And I didn't think about it until I saw a homeless person sitting outside of the dollar store. So I went and got snacks, and I said, you know what? Next time I'm just going to get the gift cards to the dollar store as well, because
Ah.
a $10 gift card from the dollar store
Oh,
can
you can
get them something they need, because you can get personal items. So now I'm even upping the game from the Tim Hortons, because they could get food, they could get something personal, they could get a toothbrush,
Yeah.
a toothpaste. It's all about
Yeah.
it's these acts of kindness that people just don't realize. It's just, it doesn't have to take a lot. And I just want to welcome everybody live and on the replay. I want to share some of the comments. Love teacher says, Jill.
Yeah.
Sarah from Ottawa says, awesome entrepreneurial spirit. Joan is like, lovely message to start the change from maybe bullying to loving each other. And Love More is, she's all about love, spread love.
Yes.
June Doyle is like, boom, that's a great idea, Nicole. I'm telling you, it doesn't take much. And one of the reasons, like, I love Jason for many reasons. I mean, he was a great spirit when he came in and we met at the Pan Am Games and coming to do the fashion show, the cutting style with Joan Pierre. And then when I saw you do this love, I was like, wait a second, that's my language. That's my ministry. My ministry is all about love. That's who I am. I said, you know what? One day I have to, what little I can, share this message. And so what we did recently, and I'm going to tell you what we did in our co-op with Jason, is we had some people do some really random acts of kindness, and they did something really special for a family that lost a loved one. And so we bought some shirts, and this is one of the shirts, so that we can give to our volunteers, so that they know that it wasn't good enough to just give a gift card. I wanted to give them something that they knew what they were doing was spreading love and also sharing that message. So this for me is like one of the best gifts that I know that I can give to volunteers. And let me tell you, people,
You don't remember that.
Volunteer Week is coming up. I think it's next week. So if you have volunteers, and Jason doesn't even know I'm going to ask this, but if you have volunteers, I hope you have stock. This is a perfect way for you to acknowledge your volunteers. Get them a spread love t-shirt. You want to thank somebody, you want to spread some love, people are going through so much stress.
So much right now.
I mean, I know winter is up. Jason has the toques. So you can get the toque still, because you might need to wear the toque, for styling. In the summer, winter, just spread the love, And Jason, where's the ring? Jason has a new line. He's launching is it coming out tomorrow?
I think I might do it tomorrow or Friday, but yeah, there's actually a new t-shirt coming out tomorrow.
So. You see how my hand is? It would look really good here. With the butterfly in this hand and the ring on this hand, the love ring. You know what I'm saying? I need the love ring to work in the business here. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm popping. Jill is a teacher too, and Jill is she's an awesome teacher, and she's an awesome coach. So if you're looking for a good life coach, this is Jill is a great life coach. Now, Jason, you've also gone into some where else is spread love growing? Because I see other charities and school boards. So how is it growing? How is it getting into a broader sense, the Spread Love brand?
Well, that I think I'd love for it to grow in the school board. I feel like this message is for everybody. I'm currently working on some programming that I feel I would benefit in a lot of schools. Obviously, being a teacher and seeing the curriculum, I created a Spread Love curriculum.
What?
Yeah, so I've been working on it for a couple of years. So it's just a breakdown of what Spread Love means, what it is. There's, what are some things that are preventing people from spreading love? Why are they not showing it? Ways that, they can break those strongholds and be able to exemplify what spread love is. Spread love means something different for a lot of people, right? So, it could be like I said, different ways of expressing it. But, we know that in order to show love for others, you got to love yourself, right? And there's reasons why some people are not loving themselves. So, just asking those challenging questions and kind of like breaking the ice and being able to dig a little bit deeper. So, my goal is to be able to do workshops in different schools once I kind of like iron out the details. But I kind of have the layout. It's just tightening some things up and having a presentation and presenting it. I think this is something that would be beneficial. I remember being in middle school, and not feeling the most confident, not feeling as if I'm supposed to belong. There's clique at school, so there's all these other issues that kids are dealing with, especially with social media now. It's way more
bullying. Yeah.
So it's more than bullying too. Like there's other issues, so this curriculum that I've worked on, I'm excited about it. Hopefully I'll be able to get the board involved and be able to spread some love in different schools in Toronto and the GTA.
Well, I'm going to say that we need to spread love. I'm going to say that anybody live on the replay, if you know somebody in the school board, if you have your contact, this is the time to start making those calls, because we need to have we need to have a spread love day. I know in February we did, it's funny, today is international. And when we picked this day, I did not even realize it was going to be International Pink Day, because it was already a anti-bullying day in February. So it didn't even dawn on me. So I know that today was destined. Like yesterday was like,
it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen.
Yeah, it is right in alignment. So you never know. Anyone live on the replay, Jill says, Jason, we need to chat.
Okay.
She's a teacher, so she needs to chat with you. She's a coach. And she's saying, I've done some similar programs this year, absolutely, about equity and wellness. This is so good for children right now. You have children sizes too, right?
Yeah, I have infant babies.
Okay.
From babies to newborns to adults.
Okay. My as I'm talking to you here, my brain is moving. I'm thinking of who we need to sit down and have some calls with. We need to even we should have a spread love panel. We should have a spread love summit. Come on, Jason. Are you with me?
I'm ahead of you. Come on, man. I'm already ahead of you.
I know you're ahead of me. Yeah, I know. You know why you're ahead of me? Because, I recall reading in your bio, there's an Amazon happening thing in your life. What's going on with this Amazon thing? Can you tell us, sister?
Oh, that was an amazing, how that happened, honestly, was amazing. But you couldn't write this. You couldn't write this. So a couple years ago, I did a pop-up at Eaton Center at Foot Action. And a young lady came in and she bought a sweater from me, and she had worn it for Christmas, like a Christmas dinner. So I had this pop-up shop in Eaton Center in December for about 4 days at Foot Action, and she bought a hoodie, and she wore the hoodie to her Christmas dinner, and her sister had asked her, yo, what is this about? What's this spread love? And she's like, you should check out this guy's Instagram. Not realizing that this lady worked for Amazon. So she reached out to me and we had a really good conversation, and I was able to share my story and how I started it and why I started it.
Yeah.
And she said, man, I want you involved. I'm like, sure. Like, what do you guys have going on at Amazon? So she basically told me that there was an initiative that was happening. And basically it was just to honor the workers.
Yeah.
So obviously I know that Amazon, they're big in logistics, and they work with a lot of companies that are very important in getting packages to customers, and obviously the people within the company. So, she said that they wanted to order some shirts for the department. So I was blown away, and I was like, I'm very grateful that you want me involved. I'm very thankful, and I'd love to be a part of this. I go, that's what Spread Love's all about, just showing love and showing appreciation for, the work that individuals are doing. So they were just handing out shirts to people in the department. And when I heard that's what they were doing, I was like, this is what the brand's about. So, I was able to connect with some people in there, and because of that one connect, I got other calls from different departments within Amazon saying that they wanna spread love in their department as well. So it was growing. One purchase turned into, almost like a 6 degrees of separation. So it was really cool to see. Yeah, it was cool to see.
You just never know. And you know what? Here comes Ellen. Here comes Oprah. Here comes, you know what? You know why I said Ellen? And you know why I said Oprah? Because two of them believe in education, and the two of them believe in love. Yeah. So if you have a connection to any one of these people, I think you need to get them a Spread Love shirt. This needs to be one of Oprah's favorite things. I'm starting looking at the merchandising to blow up, because when you have to mass use, Jason, I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. I'm calling the affirmation.
I like the idea. I like the idea. I receive it.
Yeah, I'm calling it out. I don't have anybody to call yet, but somebody live and on the replay. It just takes one person to wear it, right?
Yeah,
you know what?
That is true.
Jason, TikTok, Spread Love, Oprah, Education, Ellen. Let's get the creatives. If you're a creative, we need to hook you up with Tristan Barracks. We need to get a TikTok video made, and we need to put something up there, and we need to make it happen. Why?
The digital storyteller.
Yes. I'm getting excited for you, because this was what. Yes, I'm happy. Hey. Okay, let me calm myself down.
All right, come back.
Because Jason, this is my most passionate topic. I can talk about love all day. Just letting you know. Funny enough, I'm actually going to be talking with Love More. Love More has a show on Fridays, and we're going to be talking about love. I'm just saying, it's a time for love. And in this series of starting the wellness series, I wanted it to start in love, because until we learn to love ourselves more, we can't love other people. We can't really pour from an empty cup. We try to keep pouring from an empty cup, but we're not pouring out healthy love. And love is not an emotion. Love is an action. Love is a command. We choose to love. We choose how we love. We choose how we want to show up as love. And you choosing this is important. As we start to wind down, and I think about it, what message do you want to give to the Black community? And then what message do you want to give to the community as a whole? Because you're a holistic guy. You're touching nations. You touch nations at a young age, just traveling.
Man.
Wait. I have to call out one more affirmation. Wait. The NBA, you need to call your friend. Does he know that you're doing the Spread Love thing? Whether he's with the NBA, the NBA, the Raptors. Okay, I'm just all over the place here.
This needs to be the official shirt of the NBA, the official shirt of the Raptors.
Mark Strong, where are you? Okay. Masai Ujiri, where are you?
Yes, speak
Mark
it.
Ian, where are you? Okay.
Let's go.
You need the media package. Get me the media package. Just saying. Okay,
Yeah,
so back to the question as I calm myself down, because I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I know I would sing the rest of the song, but I can't sing, Jason. I'm staying in my lane. What message do you have for the Black community? And then what message do you have for our community as a whole as we spread?
For a Black community, I think it's very important that that we support each other. I think the time, there's a lot of negative connotations with Black people working together, that we can't work together, you know, and we need to break that stereotype. And especially with what's going on now, we need to come together now more than ever, and you know, break these barriers down and continue talking and having these conversations that are uncomfortable for a lot of people, you know, and because it's real, what's happening is real, and people are being affected on a big scale. You know, I've been affected by what's happening, and you know, it's causing me to want to do more in my community, and starting with the kids. You know, I think if I can get to the kids earlier as opposed to later, you know, it'll be impactful.
Yes.
And it's something that they'll always remember. You know, Mr. Faulknor always talked about, you know, treating others with respect. Doesn't matter, you know, what you look like. You know, we're brothers and sisters, and we need to break the stereotypes. We need to love on each other and show kindness. You know, so I think our community, we need to support each other more, and you know, just be very positive. You know? And the time is now. The time is now, and we've seen it from last year. You know, the uprising as far as the support of Black businesses. You know, they were there before.
Yeah,
you know, it took an unfortunate incident for people to want to start to support these businesses. You know, it shouldn't have taken a tragedy, but it did. You know, but we need to continue it. And you know, I'm not seeing a lot of, you know, the Black squares anymore. You know, people are not really as urgent as they were before last year. You know, but you got to keep the same energy. You know, you can't be, you know, hot about a topic or an issue and then, you know, it fades away. You know, if you're gonna be the spokesperson on the issue, you gotta keep that energy, keep it going. So and for our community as a whole, we just need to spread love, man. We need to be there. We need to show up for each other, and you don't actually have to know that person. You know, it doesn't take a lot to show that you care or you're interested. You know, just checking on someone or even saying hi, like I was saying earlier. You know, it goes a long way. And I've done really simple acts just by saying hi, how you doing, and people are like, wow, no one. I don't know you, but you said hi to me. You know, that's a big thing.
You smiled, and you're waiting for the answer. Because, you know, many people say, how you doing? And nobody waits for the answer. They say, hi, how you doing? And they walk away.
Right. I don't have to know you to say hi to you. And I do that on purpose.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like seeing the reactions, but, you know, it's you just got to spread love, show kindness, and let's continue to build community. This is the time, you know, Canada is known as the neutral country, but you know, I think we appreciate cultures. I think that's the biggest thing. The diversity is amazing, you know, and we appreciate culture. We appreciate everyone's individuality, where they come from, what they have to offer, and we need to continue doing that and showing the world how great Canada really is. And hopefully, you know, it sparks something. But you know, I want to be a part of that spark, which is why I started this brand. So I'm hoping that, you know, it continues to go. People see the message, they see my heart. What I'm really trying to do is bring people together.
So Jason, with this heart, who inspires you? After this conversation, I'm really curious. Who inspires you? Where did this heart come from?
You know what? I grew up in a Christian home, and my mom and my dad, I've seen them work. They work. They just work and they work and they work. And I've seen my mom be so selfless as far as taking care of other people. You know, that's what she did for a living. She was a support worker, but even outside of work, I feel like that was something that she just naturally did. She just had a heart for people and making sure that they were good. So, you know, always seeing my mom interact with people, and my dad as well. But I'm really just motivated on life. You know, just being able to wake up every morning, be in my right mind, be able to do just the simple things, you know, clothes on my back, shoes on my feet. You know, I'm able to, you know, have a job, just the simple things. So for that, I'm grateful, and and it motivates me because,
Yeah.
tomorrow's not promised. We've
That's so
seen that,
true.
tomorrow's not promised. So try and make the most of every day and impact as many people as possible. And, for me as a teacher, I think my job is to pull out the potential in my students, see it, acknowledge it, and pull it out, and make sure that they're able to tap into their strengths and to be
Yes.
good, productive people and for society. So
Be a good human like you are. And Sarah says, kindness and service to others starts in the home. It truly does, Sarah. It really, truly does. And those seeds of love that you are planting, Jason, and that you continue to plant, it reminds me of the seed like of a bamboo tree or like a mustard tree. It's small, but when it starts out, it gets really, really big. And I see that, and I see that in what you're doing. And, this show is called Victory Speaks. One of the reasons is because my name means victory of the people. That's one of the reasons. And
okay.
so victory to me is it's again, when you talk about spread love, the brand of victory is a sentence. Your victory speaks. And so for you, when you hear the word victory, what does that mean to you?
Um, Overcome, triumph. You know that you put your best foot forward. You put
Mm,
in the work, and you were able to come out on top, victorious. So that the word victory. It means a lot, and it represents a lot. So
thank you for that. And if you were to look back at yourself into the future, you're in your future and you're looking back, say 20 years from now, what do you think would matter to you most?
um I'd say my legacy, like what did I do to impact others? Like how many people I was able to help, or how many people I was able to influence in a positive way. You know, I think that's most important, and how I live my life.
I love that. And so what's next?
Sky's the limit. I I'm currently working on um, Spread Love Foundation. I feel like
Ooh,
I want to with that, I want to be able to help as many people as possible. There's a lot of needs. Excuse me. There's a lot of needs out there, and we
yeah.
don't. And some people are lacking resources. And this is where I feel that this foundation can really come in handy for a lot of. I wouldn't say handy, but life saving for a lot of people,
Yes.
especially during now this pandemic. There's people that haven't been working for over a year, trying to find work. People,
Mhm,
lacking
mhm.
food for their kids, for their family. So many other issues, medical issues. So that's mainly what the premises behind the foundation I want to start. And education. Um, I actually got connected with a lady in South Africa. She found me on social media, and she has a campaign in South Africa called Spread Love. And
Wow.
we were able to connect. And she's really working on. There's 3 areas that she's focused on, which is education, um, health, and nutrition. So there's a lack of reading. Kids can't read, so she wants books.
Right.
Nutrition, the babies, they're lacking baby food. And for health, a lot of the girls don't go to school because that time of the month, their
Yep.
cycle. So
Yep.
because of that, they don't have personal items. So
Yes.
we were able to connect, and I was like, you know what, this is what my brand is about, and hopefully we'll be able to join forces to be able to provide the necessary things for those people in South Africa. So just working on a couple things. Hopefully, all that stuff is able to come together and make a difference. So the Spread Love will be in different parts of the world.
Well, listening to you, thinking about as I reflect on your life and what you've done and what you've accomplished, I know it's going to manifest. And in terms of what you're even thinking about with South Africa, with the personal products, connect with Joan Pierre. Her daughter actually is connected to a group of women, and they actually do special packages and charity
Oh, nice.
drives for girls. And they're even doing
Okay.
that for right now for what's happening in St. Vincent with the volcano. They're
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
putting together packages like that. So, in conversations like this, and this is why, I ask those questions, not because I want to be all up in your business, but I want to be all up in your business because you never know who's listening and you never know who's connected to you that can help you propel your vision to where you want to go. And so I am
Sure.
so grateful to you tonight. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up the show?
No, thank you so much for having me. I was a little nervous, but I'm grateful. I'm just happy that I was able to share my story, my message, and what I'm about, and what I'm trying to do and accomplish. And that what everyone has the ability to spread love,
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be. It could be micro, it could be
Mhm.
macro. It doesn't matter, but we all have the ability, and we should go out of our way each day to show kindness to someone.
Everyone has the ability to share love. I love that. I love ending on that note. And Jason, thank you so much for coming on to the Victory Speak show. And for those of
Thank
you live
you.
and on the replay, go and check out Jason's brand, Spread Love. This is one of the colors. Today we chose to wear pink
Yep.
because it's Pink Day. It's International Pink Day. We're pinking it out. And no bullying, no bullying. Oh, I can't do it like that. I can't do it like that. But you know what? I got to get my hoodie. I got to get some more colors because, we're
Oh,
supporting brands. He's got the hat, he's got the caps, he's got the baseball caps for the guys, for the girls, whoever you are, you want to rock it. You got socks too yet? I'm just
we
wondering.
got socks, we got earrings, we got necklace, rings.
Go
Wrist.
check out the website. Jason is
Thank
slaying.
you. Thank
You
you,
know,
Nicole.
listen, I am honored to have you on tonight. I have tried to keep it together to make sure that I do not end up in tears, but I am so grateful for you. Everyone live and on the replay, agree people need some positivity and we need to help others. Another
Yes,
inspiring
sir.
conversation. Thank you, Sarah. Wendy Jones is a teacher. Wendy, if you have not hooked up with Jason yet, you need to hook up with Jason because I know for your school and for your steel pan, we also need the steel pan side spreading some love. Joan Pierre says, I want to rock a hoodie when I'm walking. Now, know this. This is a thing for Joan. Joan is 76 years young. She's on this social exercise,
Hey,
and she doesn't
let's
normally
go,
wear
Joan.
hoodies. For her to say she wants a hoodie, that's a big thing. So that's huge. So you guys got to connect with that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get your Spread Love shirts. And to everybody, I just want to encourage you today to continue to spread love. We are in a time where we need to spread love to one another. We want to be able to love on each other in this time, especially in the pandemic, where things are happening day by day. We never know what's happening. You don't even know, if you're going to be here today or gone tomorrow. Loved ones are leaving us. Suddenly,
Yeah.
people are getting sick. The age group is getting younger. Wear your mask. I know some people don't like to wear the mask. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for others. Wearing your mask is an act of love. And I encourage you
Yes.
today to just do something for yourself, do something for others, be intentional, have a vision. Jason had a vision, and he had a vision to spread love. And it just took one act, one chance he took. He wore the shirt, and look what happened. He played his basketball, he traveled, he ended up teaching, not just teaching education, but he teach the message of love. Cultivate your vision. Be transformative in everything that you do and give yourself some ovation. Cheer yourself on and cheer others on. Sometimes people just need your smile. They need you
Yeah.
to open the door. Jason talked about just, buying the cup of coffee. Once you enter Tim Hortons with him, know that he's going to get your coffee. And this is a time that we need to restore one another and we need to restore ourselves. Enjoy the moments of restoration and self care in this time. You're thinking you're zoomed out? Well, zoom in. Zoom in and get into contact with somebody you haven't spoken into in a long time. Do some Zooms with from families, with some older people. You see me interviewing here. What? Get on a Zoom. Interview your loved ones. Interview the mature ones. Interview those trailblazers in your life. And be humble, people. Be humble to the process. Yield to the process. Victory is your portion. We are in a revolution of victory. We are in a revolution of love. This is a time that we need to take the love back. Love is in need of love today. You know the song. It is not just a cliche, it is a truth. Love can heal. Love does heal. Now, for those of you who don't know me too well, I'm Nicole Waldron, your mental fitness coach and your voice of victory. And I invite you to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Victory Speaks 7. Be sure to subscribe to the Victory Speaks channel, and that's Victory Speaks 7 on YouTube. And you can catch this show and other shows that we have had. Yes, what, Monday last year, the weeks before? On Monday, we had June Doyle. Oh my gosh. Was she not dropping the nuggets? And again, the conversation ended up being in love. Now, if you want to check out more about the victory concept, the victory mindset, tune into my podcast, Victory Speaks, on Apple, Spotify, Anchor. If you're on Clubhouse, we're doing conversations there as well. We're everywhere. We're not City TV, but we are everywhere. We're on Clubhouse having great conversations with amazing people. Danny Stone, Dr. Vive, Black Canadian creators, Shirley Joseph, Love More. We are having conversations. And I always tell people, I've had this quote that I've lived by for years. Love is in the details. And you never know when somebody's going to pick it up. I was listening the other day to Sophie Gregoire interviewing a doctor from CAMH. And I was listening to the podcast and she was like, "Oh, I heard this quote when I was on a panel with a caregiver, Nicole Waldron." I said, "Did she just quote me to Sophie Gregoire?" Yes, she did. And she said, love, she says, "I don't give the devil no credit." She says, "Love is in the details." I said, "That's right. Love is in the details." And I never knew how much that impacted her. She has made that one of her favorite quotes. So I'm telling you, you never know when you're going to inspire somebody, impact someone. Be kind, be loving. Let your victory speak. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Be careful what you say. Speak life. And today I ask you, are you speaking life to yourself? Are you speaking life to others? Be inspired, inspire conversation, and know that your conversation can just be a smile. Tell your truth, live your truth, tell your story, and may you all see the victory in the moments in your week and in your day. This is Nicole Waldron, the voice of victory. My guest tonight is Jason Faulknor, back online. Peace out. We love you. God bless.
Thank you. All right. Have a good one.
Have a good one, everyone.